morning. How you doing? It's a weekend. Excuse me. A beautiful Saturday morning. The sun is out. It's kind of breezy, but it's nice and beautiful. And Delhi is looking amazing. I haven't been out for my walk. I plan to go out for my walk. So firstly, to all the people watching me and all the followers and everybody around the world, a big cheers on a start to a Saturday. And what do I have here as a reel before me? Okay, so here's the situation. Um, so I've been on the road and I've been walking around, and some people misbehave with me. They were rude with me, or they were unpleasant with me, or they were unparliamentary with me because of a road parking situation or a garbage situation, or because my dogs went into the lane and everything and all that, and I've had a scene on the road, and I've come back now, and I'm like, I've tuned into the radio, or I've tuned into the TV for a change of mind and to feel good, and I switch on TV, and what do I have? People screaming, people shouting and abusing and unparliamentary language. I switch on radio, I hear the same stuff. I tune into social media and I'm bombarded with images of unhealthy pictures and images and visuals, and you know, I don't want to go there, but dead bodies and news information on rapes and killings and murders and stuff. I switch it all off and I sit here with my cup of coffee and I think, oh my God, what's happening to the world? I go out, this is what's happening to me. I come back and I switch on TV, this is what's happening to me. So where is the peace? And what's the world coming to? Isn't that the first impression I'm going to form about the world and stuff? So as I do this, my share is actually about being, what are being fed with? What are you feeding yourself on? Are you really cautious about the content or the uh, long-term repercussions of the information you're so nicely every evening glued into and stuff, and do you know what it's doing to you and stuff? So hear me out, because this is going to help you. It's not on the news and everything. It's actually on how anger and rage is being sold to us over the years. एंड देन हमें क्या सिखाया जाता है? यू शुड बी काम, प्यार, मोहब्बत, पीस, भाईबंदी, ये सब होना चाहिए, राइट? सो आई फाइंड दैट अ लिटिल contradictory and stuff. So what did I do? I didn't just talk about it, and I didn't share my disgust with family members or people around me and stuff. Of course I do that once in a while, but I became a part of certain forums and I started talking where I got opportunities about this and stuff. So what happened as a result of that? Yes, there's certain changes that's happened, and I think now the ministries are waking up. Ministry of Information and Broadcasting is waking up to this, and lots of people have been supporting this. And of course, there are these media meets and thought shares happening at SHM, FICCI, at studios like Marva, at various forums also, which I've been a part and parcel of and stuff and all, and even at the even on a basic level of global PR and communication and stuff, people are talking this. So here I am with my read. I'm sorry, it's going to be about something which uh, people want to hear about love and all that. But I'm talking about this, because it's a concern, because this is something which we're exposing ourselves and our children and our adults and seniors and people, and they gleefully, happily sit before TV every evening or in the morning, and this is what's happening, okay? So Oxford University press naming Reach Bait as its World of the Year 2025 is no surprise. The term referring to online content means to be the outstanding topic and the word of the year and stuff, and anger has become a commodity, and so are TRPs and stuff. So I was in the hospital, over the last few days, and I'm sitting in the lobby, and I realized that I'm here to feel good and feel great, to get myself a checkup done. The hospital is full of people who are running around and they're looking for a solution and stuff, and they want to be treated. They want their family members and they want their children and elders and grandparents and everybody to go back and all that. And you got the TV on, and in the lobby where a person like me would be looking for peace and shanti or something new or something different, what do I have? I've got news playing in, and it's the you know one of the Hindi channels, and all I'm glued into for 2 hours I'm sitting in the lobby is actually bombing and shit news. So should that become a part and parcel of my brain? Should I give it so much of weightage and all that? Obviously not. I stopped following that. I started following something on my phone. I picked up a book and I started reading it. So the read is here on in Times of India, and it says stop being consumers in a marketplace full of fury where anger is being sold as a commodity, not just in politics but in entertainment and in everyday discourse. From Washington to Delhi, politicians are stroking real and imagined slides to rally attention. Media is kind of doing all these debates, which are supposed to be measured, but they're actually going out of turn. They're shouting bouts and nuisance of temper and stuff, which are now becoming a part and parcel of the demeanor of these so-called political actors, which are the media people on TV and stuff. And they've discovered that anger consolidates everything like nothing else. So spiritual tradition blames anger for wrecking clarity, relationships, and growth. The Gita warns it is desire and anger, both born of mode of passion. Know this as of the great, all-devouring, self-full enemy in this world is anger. Krishna says from anger arises delusion. From delusion arises confusion, and confusion of memory, and from confusion of memory, destruction of intelligence, and from the destruction of intelligence, one perishes. Similarly, in Buddhism, I will go on to video 2. Yeah.